Thank you. Appreciate that. I'm not sure how to come on the stage and speak when you're crying because of the song. That was good. So thank you. Oh, I was going to get my bearings here for a second. They said 20 minutes. 20 minutes. Look at this. How am I going to do 20 minutes, right? I might just do 40. Whatever Todd said, right? Forget it. Exactly, right? Who's going to push the dude in the wheelchair off the stage because it went over 20 minutes? Said no one ever. Ever. All right. Yeah, I'm the founder of C4 Database Management, but actually that's not at all why I'm here to talk. And we can always talk about that later if you wanted to, but this has been a wild ride. It's been a wild ride. I'm 38 years old. And I've been super crippled for over 30. And I grew up in this country, and everything that woman just said was absolutely the truth. The fight. The fight. Whew. They said, what do you want to talk about? And I said, well, I'm tired of talking about the word accessibility. I'm tired of talking about the word assistive technology. God, you say those words and everybody just right away goes to disabilities, and, speech, rec, and eye gaze, and all these other things. And it's like, man, this needs to be bigger than that. This is everybody. Speech rec for the quad is speech rec for the world, right? Convenience for you is independence for me. Or I represent millions of people worldly. So I said, let's do universal design. Well, what's that? What's fascinating to me the last 2 days has been nothing but talking about that. Diversity, inclusion, universal design. Judas, Satya did most of my speech already, I was back there in the corner excited. I'm going, dude, you still in my game, man. As soon as it's going to go, that's what Satya said. Okay, I'm out. Universal design, what does it actually do for you and how it impacts your story? Next slide, because that's how good I am, right? Voice rec, boom, did it. Okay, yeah, exactly. In your face, all you voice recs. I got Colton, that's what I got, full time, guy in the back. I didn't even start with anything like really, really perverse or profound humor or offensive humor. So let me do that real quick, just so you all get in the groove. So I'm in fact referred to as a quadriplegic. Okay, that means I have 4 extremities that don't have really much movement. Yeah, really? Look, yeah, go figure that one. Yes, so 2 quadriplegics walk on a bar, okay? How dare you laugh? That's horribly offensive, right? But it's this horribly good joke, right? What do you call a nun with quadriplegia? Right, Virgin Mobile. Oh, there it is. All right, I know exactly. Jeez, that lady just laughed, I think. All right, universal design, this is my take. So we'll read it real quick. Universal design is design and composition of an environment so that it can be accessed, understood, and used to the greatest extent possible by all people, regardless of their age, size, ability, or disability. The next slide is somebody who's really smart and wrote a better description, which I'm not going to read because it is difficult for me to put words together to form sentences. That has never been my sort of core competency. I write SQL, and I do that well, and that's about it. This particular individual, PhD, great lady at UW, really laid it down, really wrote it out. This should not be an add-on. This should not be an after the fact. This should be a part of the beginning of the thought. It should be named. It should be real within the story. We all are just a bunch of stories in this room hanging out, trying to figure out how to do right and how to do you. This is the definition of universal design as it manifests in an actual story, and the story named Todd. Next slide. We've heard it before, and people have always said these things. It's also known as this, that, and the other. The last bullet point is the most important. It's simple concept. But man, until you name it, until you begin to apply it, is it just sort of this afterthought, and then it becomes more expensive to do, and it becomes harder to do. And in this particular story, I always laugh, people usually name curb cuts, right, as like the ultimate universal design. That was, 1960. Right, now it might be the actual handicap button that you press. But now I'm seeing that the handicap button's actually lower. There's usually two now. There's one down low, one up high. Because everybody got a footrest, right? Everybody got a walker. Everybody got a cane so you could beat on something, your dog or whatever, right? Next slide. This is universal design in my story. It's a short little film. Go for it, bro.
You're Todd, but since we're friends, I get to call you Quadfather.
Hey Siri, unlock the front door.
Okay, the front door is unlocked.
Let's go, girl.
We all got a pen, man. We all writing it down. We're putting out the chapters. So what's the story about?
Hey Siri, set business time.
I refuse for this story to be a bad read.
Hey Siri, play dinner playlist. Have you tried any of this?
No. Is it bueno?
It is delish. I like the jam. Somebody's here.
Dude, you're gonna see tonight, man. You got a whole group of mugs up in the room.
We got people.
We all different. Ventilators popping off and sip and puff drivers.
All right, we're gonna gather around the TV so you can give us a demonstration.
Please, thank you. I love this. So good. Act normal. Now, what's really dope show about those lights? Watch this. Hey Siri, dining table lights, 25%.
You got it, Quadfather.
That's how you do it.
I feel like it's my job, my responsibility to go down to the valley and to hang with that brother that's in that space. That's just the way you do story. You interact with others and you learn from others. And I think that's really, really righteous.
So I think that was like a minute and a half or whatever. And that has summed up the last 30 plus years of the story. Folks, all I got is a PhD in pain and suffering. To get here today is a 4 a.m. start for me. I live in Port Orchard in that beautiful home, which we refer to as the Quadthedral. My beautiful babe, Karen, we've been in that house for just about 2 years. Now, she's a smart one. She's got the multiple master's degrees, etc. I'm not. I just sort of learned things by fire. And we made this home absolutely fantastic and wonderful. And we did it because of necessity. We did it because we wanted independence. I want to be a husband, okay? And I want to be a husband and I want to do it well. I don't want to be some ding-dong disabled dude, right? I want to be real. I want to be independent. I want to demonstrate my masculinity in all the ways that are of quality and all the ways that are integrity. You do that by making sure you take care of your girl. And you demonstrate that clearly and consistently. Well, how do I do that? Well, in the ecosystem I picked, which I love that there's multiples out there, I ended up picking HomeKit for me. It works for me. But some of my buddies, they're all about the Google, right? Or they're all about the Amazon. And I love the fact that we all can pick what we want, sort of what our preference and profile is. Because what you guys do and make and decisions you make, and I don't even know really what your story is here, is that you make my life real. I'm the demonstration of universal design. You allow me to be married and to be a father of two, and to be the owner of sweet little Olivia, who you saw at the beginning of that little film, a little 40-pound Rottweiler, mixed with a little bit of pit bull, and got a ridiculous overbite. Then you got to see my little lady, Beatrice, Rottweiler. She was on the couch just chilling. That's what she does. You. I don't know what your situation, what your story is, man. You happy, you not happy? Guess what? You making choices. You're grown. You're an adult. And your good choices impact me and the people I represent. So if you came here for a couple days to get a little refresh, like what the boy Sachi said, man, click it. Grow up, because you make my life better. Serious. I want to sit on that one for just a moment. I want to meditate on that one for a moment. Because I feel like you, the decision makers in the room, need to really understand what you do and why you do it. And maybe you get the theory, maybe you get the equation, maybe you get the use case scenarios. But this is real deal, boots on the ground. I just happened to grow up in a Navy, German, Southern household. Failure wasn't an option. Everybody's valuable. Everybody matters. Everybody must be putting groceries on the table. That's how I grew up. And at 38 years old, married with 2 kids and a couple dogs and a cat don't really like at all. In fact, you want to do something on the side later, let me know, okay? Baby girl, don't even gotta need to know, all right? It's important, folks, to do what we do and do it from the beginning. Do it from the beginning and do it right. Don't be an add-on. Don't be an afterthought. We live in a fantastic world where we have some really cool opportunity to do some really cool things. And for me, like, what's my role? What's my spot? I think I'm just a dude, and the dude abides, right? I think that's my part in this whole scene. I got here on Friday night at the museum, and I wheel up to this dude and say, hey, what's up, how you doing? And his response was 10001111000. Man, you a geek, man. It's like, right on. That's not my scene. They're like, well, what's my part here, wheeling around the last couple days? And I think it's just me demonstrating my story and what you do. Hit me with that next slide. How are you going to apply it in your story? Because if you're going to do me right, and help the world that I live in and my demographic, typically you only do it because you're somehow impacted by it, such as a loved one, like a family member gets hurt, or you have somebody who's born with a disability or whatnot. That shouldn't be the motivation. The motivation should be doing because everybody has the right and everybody has the opportunity. Hit me with that next slide. This one's blank. You know what that means? I'm about done. And also, you're grown. Go make those choices that are important to you and the people you serve. And if you need me, I'm always here. Next slide. GeekWire, I love you guys. Appreciate you. Had no idea you even existed until about 3 or 4 months ago. Straight up, man. I've been behind 8 monitors for the last 20 years writing code. That's all I do, write code. And all of a sudden, it's like, whoa, hey, you're different. Man, you really, whoa, you a different style brother. Yes, I am. And the dude abides. I love you guys. Keep it real.